I'm really in my like gothic vibe right now. I don't know why. I don't normally dress exactly gothic, but here I am. Basically black lipstick, the brown tan hat. I'm just all dark gray at this point in time. I don't know why I went with this outfit, but I changed out of the Christmas sweater that I was wearing a little while ago, and now I'm here. Hello everybody, my name is Brianna. And after that train wreck of an intro, if you want to stick around, it's just about that crazy around here. I am a disabled YouTuber. That's my new title as I'm writing this. This is my first video. We're gonna see how it goes. I am physically disabled, autistic, and I have ADHD. So I am ADHD and physically disabled. Do I have an official label for my physical disability? I technically have fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is kind of a catch-all term for, we don't know why you have pain all over. We're just gonna put you in this little box. So, I have no idea why I have pain all over. I have no idea how I would help it along if I could. I don't actually know if fibromyalgia is the effective name of what I have. There are many other symptoms I have that don't fit with fibromyalgia, but we're going for it. So that's what I'm gonna say it is. I also have a heart problem that we're working on. This week I'm getting a heart monitor, so we're gonna find out how that goes, which will be one of the next videos that I upload, because I'm gonna record that content. Lots of money that I have to spend this semester. I have been dealing with a lot of lightheadedness, a lot of dizziness, a lot of fatigue. The fatigue has been going on for nearly a decade. I've always had fatigue, but it's gotten really worse in the past 2 years. When I graduated high school in 2016, honors roll student, top of my class. I was homeschooled. If you know, you know. Top of my class. Graduated high school. I immediately went as a student, community college student, to get my gen ed degree. And I was like so flying high, honors roll student. I started on student government. I was like rip-roaring ready to go. And I then decided I was going to go to a popular Christian university because I was a good Christian girl. I'm still a Christian, but I am not a good Christian girl. If the gothic makeup hasn't told you that already yet. But I was going to go. I was going to get my education. I went in as brain. Why, brain, why? I was an English major with 3 minors. Don't do that. It will take you forever. I was a cinematography student, a sign language student, and a studio art student. And then a lot of things happened. I would have been a cinematography major had I not found out right around the time before then that I was going blind. I found out that I have a genetic condition. My dad has the same genetic condition, and he started going blind 4 years ago. And then I found out that I had the same condition, and my vision started going around the time that I went to a 4-year college. So I started losing my vision. Then I expected to lose weight, which I'm a plus size girly. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be standing on top of a hill. I'm going to be walking up 4 flights of stairs a day because there was no elevator for my building and I was on the 4th floor. I'm going to be walking across campus, all this stuff. Found out I seemed to be unable to lose weight. Every doctor I went to was just like, whatever, it just is what it is. She's probably not actually trying to lose weight. She's probably not eating very healthy. The freshman 15, all that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to be like, no, you don't understand. I'm eating healthier than I have in my whole life. Help. And they just wouldn't. So I've got doctors not listening to me, and I've got doctors telling me that I'm going to go blind. All in the space of like a year. It was really, really frustrating. I ended up going from an honors student to academic probation. In 2020, I dropped out before the pandemic hit. The pandemic was still in Asia, and I didn't even know, none of that hit me. I dropped out before that because one of my professors would not allow me to take exams on a computer. He insisted on making me take them on paper. He wanted me to do a science test as an ADHD girly with a reader reading me the questions and me answering the questions. And I knew that's impossible. That's not going to happen. I know that can't happen. Why can you not just email me a PDF, have me fill out the PDF and send it to you? And he thought that I was going to take the PDF and send it to other people and help them cheat. He was very paranoid. And no matter what I did, no matter what I said, no matter how hard I tried, would not let me. Would not. So I dropped out. 2020, I was a college dropout living in my mom's basement, unemployed. And it was devastating. I mean, if you want to talk about rock bottom, there I was at rock bottom. It was awful. And it took me 2 years to get back on track. 2021, around November or October, I managed to get a job. They fired me New Year's Day after I was like, hey, I'm disabled and I can't handle the hours you're giving me. And if you don't want me to end up in the hospital and be gone for a couple of weeks, you're gonna have to lower my hours. And they fired me instead. Just replaced me. So I entered 2022 with nothing. I took 2 months to melt down, 2 months to go back into the deep depression that I had gone into, because I had gone into a very, very deep depression. And by March, I was like, I've got to get back to this. I need a job. Having extra money helps me so much. And I'm not saying that like having extra money to spend is just great. I can spend it on whatever I want. At the time I was 24, living in my mom's basement with no money, a burden to my parents. It was very, very difficult. You want to talk about difficult? It was awful. And I felt worthless. So depression was high. Like, it was insane how awful I felt. And I finally was able to find a job. You wouldn't expect a disabled person to find a job at a hardware store, but they hired me for some reason. Even though I got a cane, I have a cane, they still hired me. So I don't know. I still have that job. I am trying to get another leave of absence to go back to school in the spring, but they gave me a job, they hired me, and I worked my butt off trying to get that job, to keep that job, terrified that they were just going to fire me on the spot for anything. And now I am ready to get a new job, but I still love the people there because they were willing to hire me. And because they were willing to accommodate. But back to my story. I would say October, maybe September of 2022, sorry. September of 2022, I dropped out, or not dropped out, I'd like randomly applied. I'm like, let me try this state university. The worst they can do is say no. Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. They let me in. I don't know why they did it. I don't know how that worked out, but they did. And I was able to get into school with them. So I am at a state university, North Carolina, one of the state universities in North Carolina. I'm not going to tell you where I go to school. But it was awesome. Spring, I started in spring, and that was spring of this year, 2023. I made friends. I was doing phenomenally well. I ended up leaving that semester with, as president of an art club and treasurer of a religious club on campus, a good religious club on campus, but we'll talk about that on another day. And I feel like I felt like $1 million. I just felt phenomenal. I went back to work for that summer, and I did what every good college student is supposed to do, which is work on summer break. And I went to work my butt off, and I could only work 3 days a week, could only work 8-hour shifts or less, and I was exhausted, absolutely exhausted. So I now know I can't keep a job like that. I'm a cashier. And even just standing up for periods of time is exhausting on my body. And there's a thing called masking. If you don't know a lot about autism, it's kind of what I'm doing right now, where I'm not flapping my hands, I'm not rocking back and forth like I normally do. I'm trying to look more normal or look more neurotypical. And when you're doing that every single day in a place that has a lot of boomers who would not be okay if you slipped up, it's very hard on you mentally. So I come home and I'm just like, I turn into a freaking zombie. So I know that, and I know that I need to work harder on changing some things about where I'm going to school. I ended up going back for communications instead of English. I want to write a book. That will be something I want to do at some point in my life. I will write a book. However, I will not write a book as my career. I want to do some YouTube. That's what I'm doing here today, is working on hopefully earning some money, but also I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for a long time, and I finally decided it's December, I've got a month, I'm going to make a YouTube channel. And I just have been looking up videos on how to make a YouTube channel. So I'll probably make a couple of videos on that. Y'all will get to see me grow, because I've never done this before. And if you start off in 2023 right now watching me, hi. You're helping me live out a dream that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. So thank you for that. And if it's later on and I'm still doing this, hi. I'm so glad you're here. I am ready to start on that, ready to start on social media management. That was kind of the thing that I decided I really wanted to get into. So I'm a communications major because communication is a part of social media management. I can get a good degree with that kind of thing and hopefully be able to manage some sort of indie brand, indie store of some kind, something smaller that's doing good for people or that's creative in some way, things like that. I don't want to do it for a big business unless I have to right when I get started out of school. So my plans are to write a book at some point. My plans are to make this YouTube channel. Someday I'm taking sign language classes again, and I really would like to learn how to translate music into sign language. That's something that has to be done gingerly when you do it, because it's kind of like performing, it's taking a culture and appropriating it in some way. And so it's not, but it is. So I've got to be more careful about how I do it. But someday I would love to do a series of YouTube channels, or like a YouTube channel that just does music for sign language, because I love sign language. I love singing in sign language. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful language. And I also want to be able to afford a wheelchair. That's something that you wouldn't expect a young adult to want to afford. You wouldn't expect a young adult to say, hey, I want a wheelchair, but I want a wheelchair. And I actually bought one not too long ago, but it's a manual one, and I have learned that I don't have the stamina to push a manual wheelchair. So I need an electric wheelchair. and hopefully you will get to see me on that journey of getting a professional wheelchair at some point. I have an appointment in January, and when I come in, I'm going to have a list of reasons why I need this wheelchair, and hopefully this new doctor will understand that I need to have an assessment for it. So thank you for watching this video so much. I can't express to you how much it means to me that you watched all the way through this video. And if you're interested in disability, accessibility, sustainability, anything like that, fandoms will also be involved. I will definitely do some fandom videos. And I'm hoping to do some fashion videos. I don't do a lot of consumerism fashion, but I am wanting to learn how to do my own makeup. I've got lipstick on, and that's all I've got on right now. I don't own any other makeup. And so someday I'm gonna buy some makeup and learn how to do makeup. It's always intimidated me because if I don't have my glasses on, I can't see it. So I've never done it before. So if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below, and I will make a video of a Q&A at some point of questions that people have asked me that I can make another video, make more content. Maybe I'll make it into an entire video that's just about your question. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.